and I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
For old time's sake. As time goes by.
Throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed of me? I thought, what age are we? It's warm outside, and we all want shine. Bet you nobody in the city could stay in the crib this time. Got pics on the way like a vacay. Shoot photo with a AK. Got friends by my side, tryna have a good day. Then I water why they go chase. Yeah, but it's all on me. Let them roam free like a European. Yeah, see me pick up the phone like I'm tryna haul a home stone. I act like he.
These places, and so I be having to put on my hoodie and shit. I'm trying to enjoy my morning coffee. This is actually cup number 2. And while I'm having my morning coffee, I'm doing just different things to edify my spirit, you know? Because that's the way you should start your day off. And people who don't want me to do that, you know, little demons and what have you, people with agendas, they have been interrupting my morning flow, especially now that I'm switching gears and just trying to get a little, I got some crust in my eye that is, you know, Virgo shit. I see it and I got to get rid of it. Anyway, because my phone calls are being listened to, which is fun, not really. I started listening to this real estate video.
Rock them shades, not a can't see. Gonna run away, but I'm not speedy. Need no fake, I just want what's real, and I ride that wave till I'm free. Straight on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Don't rage. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed of me? I thought, what age are we? What age?
Specifically because it was 13 minutes long, and I'm about to finish this coffee and continue with my day. So I didn't want to like watch, you know, any other videos. There's some videos that I've been meaning to watch that are going to supply me with information I've been looking for, right? But those videos are like an hour to 2 hours long, which is fine. I got 2 hours to an hour to spend to watch to learn to, you know, extrapolate, you know, the information I need, etc. However, at this particular juncture, that I don't have time for that right this moment, right? I have some things I'm trying to do. I made some reservations. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, start my day on a high note. Like I said, spiritual edification, having my morning coffee. I got my little journal out. You know what I mean? Writing down things that I need to stay abreast of. One of the fun little text messages I got this morning, because, you know, anything that's texted me on that Google Voice number that I put in all my YouTube videos, which is supposed to be for business. But that just shows you how people just have nothing better to do. Oh, and that also shows you how, you see how I still find ways to get things done? And I'm dealing with less.
Hate on me, like they ashamed of me. I thought, what age are we? What age? Trying to throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Throwing shade on me, like they ashamed of me. I thought, what age are we?
These people have absolutely no excuse, zero excuse, to not at least put themselves out there and try. Anybody can get a Google Voice number. And, you know, I made it very, very clear from the first time I ever advertised a number, back when I used to have a regular Instagram account, and I don't, that this number was for business. This number was for my Aarona fan members, you know, people that were purchasing my products, which makes them customers, clients, and friends. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you purchase from me, you're part of Aarona family, okay? Unless you're somebody that I know is purchasing things because you're trying to pirate, steal, or, you know, get access to things, you know, and I can spot those people, and I put those people in their place, and I also expose them. and hang them in the court of public opinion. Yes, I do. 48 laws of power. Now, the point is this. So my sister's birthday was June 29th. She's a Cancer. Today is July 1st, okay? So there were certain things that were being done, and I was well aware of it, but, I stayed off that topic and did not give it any of my energy and attention on purpose. These lames found their way to texting me, and when they text me on like Google Voice number, this was the point I'm making. When they text me on that Google Voice number, I always get email duplicates. Like I get the text messages also show up in my email. I like it actually, to be honest, because that's a way to make sure that you don't miss messages you need. Because people can get text messages. You can be in the middle of something. You can be working. You can be in the gym. You can be doing things. And you'll have, text messages and stuff like that. But what I like about having, Google Voice numbers. Okay, is this a Google Voice commercial? Google, you're welcome. This was free. I'm going to chop this video up and send it to Google. I need some money for this, Google. Now, cut that check. Now, what I like about it, though, in all seriousness, you get the text messages and you get the duplicates in your email. So you get it twice. You get to see, whatever. And these people, specifically this one came from Atlanta, 678-250. I won't give you the last 4 digits. They had time to text me all of this and send me this, and they text a picture of both of my sisters. This is them. Can you see? These are them. The one in the, what is that, satin? The one in the satin thing with the one shoulder, that's the oldest. That's Andrea. That's the Cancer. That's the one that lived at my mother's house until she was 36 with her son and her dog. And her birthday was June 29th, okay? Which makes her 41 years old. She's a 40-year-old. And they're participating in this. The shorter one, in the cuter dress, that's my baby sister. How old is Lisa? Child, I don't know. How old am I? I'm 38. Okay, so Lisa's 33. That's her, okay? That's the shorter one, the younger one, that's the mom of my niece and nephew, okay? This is an Instagram post from my younger sister, the shorter one. Happy birthday to my older sister, Andy the Barber Girl. She taught me about fashion, beauty, what self-esteem looks like, and never compromising my morals to achieve my goals. That's supposed to be a dig at me, apparently. But whatever. Dude, I'm so unbothered, dude. I don't compromise my morals to achieve my goals. That's why people in Hollywood aren't talking to me. Duh. I accomplish my morals to achieve my goals. Bitch, I'd be a billionaire. Are you out your motherfucking mind? Are you serious right now? Anyway, let me continue. To my movie buddy, fashion mate, blah, blah, blah. So then, this weirdo from Atlanta, who I have no idea who this is, and I don't care. But the fact that they had time, wanted to make sure they sent this to me, so I got this today. I guess this is supposed to be a reminder that they had such a fabulous birthday celebration, on top of not contacting me ever on any of my birthdays. But they did this even before my mama was alive, before my mama was dead. Like, my little sister was better about contacting me on my birthday, just because me and my little sister were always closer. I used to treat her like she was my own daughter. In fact, when I was 5, I told my mother that she was my baby, and she was my first best friend. So I always took care of my younger sister, bought her, clothes and all of those things. Used to take her to Aeropostale and all that little shit. All that shit. As a college student, I was lacing her with clothes. But, whatever. Coming to pick her up, I got her license. I took her how to get her car, how to drive, and I took her to get her license. I gave her first car. I worked so hard, you guys, to get my first car. I ended up loaning my father money. I ended up loaning my father $1,500 because he co-signed on me to get my first car. And the only reason why we did that is because I was 19 and I didn't have any bills in my name because I don't do bills. I used to not do bills. I don't like that, I learned how to use that now. I'm older. But back then, debt, what the fuck is that? Just pay for it. Just put it in cash. Like, what are we talking about? And because I didn't have that, I got in a situation where I had to co-sign on it. And because he got to co-sign on whatever, found out, you know, you got to put this much down. I was like, that's fine. They was like, no, but you got to put this down. I'm like, that's fine. So my father, the gambler, wait, you got that? Hey, let me borrow, because that's how he is. Yeah, I had to deal with all of that. And then I had to deal with the car blowing up on me because he talked him out of getting me a warranty on the car. And I drained my savings to fix the car. Had to deal with all that by myself, and that's when I got really diligent about learning about cars. My brother was a car fanatic, and I got on my Kelly Blue Book grind, etc., and flipped that car into the Camry, which led to the Accord and some other stuff that led to the Benz and other stuff. When I had that Accord, I was working like 3 different jobs. That's when I worked at the Schaumburg Improv. I was working at a steakhouse. I was doing stand-up comedy, etc. The car note was like $379 or whatever, but whatever. I'm paying it. I'm doing it, whatever. When things got good and I did London, that was May 2008. It was that time that I was like, okay, if I can do London, LA ain't shit. I'm going to LA. I made the choice for LA at the time because I was seeing a guy. It's always a guy, right? Yeah, okay. He moved to LA, and since I was leaving Chicago, I knew that we could at least be together, you know. And then I was visiting New York a lot at the time, but New York was so motherfucking expensive. It was so expensive that I was just like, I'm doing comedy. I got to do LA and New York if I want to take this to the next level. It's only but so much in Chicago. Even when I lived in like my studio apartment out in Stager, that shit was like $525. Even when I took over that Section 8 crib that Dion had that I rented out. That was on the lakefront, overlooking Lakeshore Drive. I had a beautiful view of the Chicago skyline. It's Willis Tower, but whatever. I'm an original native Chicago when we still call it Sears Tower. Had a beautiful view of the skyline, all that shit. I was paying $400. I really wasn't interested in paying $1,400 a month for no closet. And that was a big ass 1-bedroom that I was paying $400 for. So, like I said, LA had better weather. It was all these, pluses and checks. I'm moving to LA. Once I did London and got that stamp and was like, okay, I can do this, that's what I was doing. Well, my mother did not want me to move to LA. And my mother owed me money from the time I worked her daycare, and she bounced my payroll check. Yeah, and never paid me back. And so we had a little beef about that because that was around, she did that around the time I became a comedian. And so she and I had a falling out because she didn't want me to be a comedian. She told me I was throwing my life away. And I put a battery in my back to show her, no, I'm not. You just saying that because you didn't follow through on your dreams. Looking back on some of the things that has happened and more things that I've learned about the industry, I do feel bad that I told her that, because I'm learning, through my own experiences. Everything is what you make it in life. Yes, that was my initial attitude, and that's why I kind of gave my mom some shit for not following her dreams. But, I also know my mother. I know the woman who birthed me. I know what her strengths and weaknesses are. I low-key kind of helped raise my mother. I was a very mature kid at a very early age. And I took after my grandma and grandfather, Taurus, Capricorn. I'm an earth sign, and I got all the earth signs in my charts. My grandfather died. While she was carrying me, she went into labor while she was pressing his suit for his funeral. I literally was the blessing that showed up to fill that void as she was losing her father. My mother was very close to her parents. Really, really loved her parents. Really, they were a sense of security and a rock for her. She was very, very well loved as a young person, as an adult, as a woman, all of that. So much so that my father was very jealous of that because his household was broken. His mother was one of the meanest bitches I ever met in my entire life. She's dead, and I say that unapologetically. I was coming back. YouTube, I don't know what the fuck y'all on. My entire screen went black because somebody tried to call me. It's another reason why I'm changing my number. I'm sick of these people. Anyway, I'm making a point, and I will make my goddamn point. So, the minute I started comedy, I knew it was it. It's a feeling. It's a gut feeling. It's like being in love. You know when you know. I prayed on the stage after the first time I did jokes and notes and got that crazy response. That, Lord, if this is the one, and I feel like this is the one, show me. I got Laugh-A-Palooza that October. Everybody hated me. Who is this new bitch? Da-da-da-da-da. I had to deal with so much shit when I got started. So, yeah. But it was worth it because things started happening rather quickly for me. I knew I wasn't wasting my time. And to come back to Chicago after moving to LA 2 years later to perform at the Chicago Theater on State Street in downtown Chicago.
We gon' have a roof party. All this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed on me? I thought, what age are we? Trying to pull this. Pull this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed of me? I thought, what age are we?
Everybody had to eat their motherfucking words. But back to this story about me getting this girl her first car. I was all over the place. I was grinding. I was doing everything. And ended up losing my car because, my mom bounced the payroll check and all this other shit. Then I was like, okay, I had a salary. I quit a salaried job to do this comedy thing. I need to make money. And I need fast money. And I'm not going to do this stupid shit. That's when I went back to waitressing. That's when I took up bartending. So now I got the capital. But because that car got repossessed, the credit was a little whatever. My mom came through on the cosign for the Honda, the Accord. And flipped that car into the Camry, which led to the Accord and some other stuff that led to the Benz and other stuff. When I had all leather interior, sunroof, all this shit. Nice shit. Much nicer than the first car I had. That little Chevy Cavalier that I didn't even want. I came to the dealership to get a Corolla with the money that I had. I wanted a foreign vehicle because I wanted it to be good on gas. My father talked me into that car, getting a good American car, because my father was trying to get me to purchase a car with what he was willing to spend for a car in his budget. And when they got to breaking down the numbers and he saw that I didn't even need nothing from him, then he wanted to borrow money from me. This is my life. This is how this shit happens with me and these people that are my relatives. So, my mom owed me money anyway. That's how she made it right. She owed me. And I was like, yo, I just need to, get another car so I can get around faster because I'm doing all this stuff. I'm spending all these hours on the train. And now I'm bringing real money in. And I'm walking home. I get out the bar. It's 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm a girl. So I decided I'm going to LA. I'm taking this comedy shit to the next level. Shit is happening for me. I just did London. $1,500, bought the Gucci glasses, all this shit. I'm feeling happy for myself. My mother tells me that if I take that car to LA, she's reporting it stolen. She's going to report the car stolen. I was like, ain't no need for that. I give the car to her. Everything's paid for. Just keep up with the payments. It's $370 a month. You don't have you live at home. You have no bills. You're grown. You're not in high school no more. You need to get around. I got her plugged at the other Fridays I worked at. The one in Oak Lawn. I gave you a car and I got you plugged with a job. She got fired. She wasn't working. She didn't hold her own weight. And she got mad that people kept comparing her to me. Man, your sister, when she was here, she used to do... I'm like, dude, you can't let none of that get in your head about, whatever. Some of them people that's telling you that, they didn't even fuck with me like that. So you can't even listen to them. But you got to be that focused on your paper and why you're there instead of all that other shit. Those are not your friends. You're there to get money and pay your little bills. You live at home. By the time I lived at that crib over on off Lakeshore Drive, off of King, it was on 35th, in between King Drive and Lakeshore Drive, overlooking the lakefront. By the time I was there, that was 07. That was when I was doing phone sex on the side too. I was doing phone sex on the side too, because I met the chick at Fridays who put me on. By the time I lived in that apartment, that was apartment number... Wait. That was apartment number 6 for me. I moved out of my mom's house at 17. That was apartment number 6 for me in 2007. Both of these bitches still live at home. So these motherfuckers tried to set me up and kill me in my sleep. I heard the whole conversation out the window.
Pussy by association, pussy by association, pussy by association. Now you look at deputy mad in my round. In the paper, put my problems paper. Dial up the deputy mad at my brown. Problems in the paper, put my problems paper. Dial up the deputy mad at my brown. Problems in the paper, put my problems paper. Dial up the deputy mad at my brown. Problems in the paper, put my.
Was gonna have a man come in and spray chemicals and shit like that. I remember the whole conversation. I remember every fucking thing. These motherfuckers, because my mom passed. And when she passed, we all got $20,000. Except my little sister. She never was good with money and she wasn't responsible. Parents know their kids. I don't know why my mom made that decision personally. She should have gave Lisa something, in my personal opinion. She should have. I don't know why. Those were her wishes. All the older kids, we got 20 G's. 17 G's after, they took out the extra shit. The insurance and everything paid for, the funeral, all these other extra things, extra costs, all that. After I had to take care of some other things. So by the time everything got taken care of and all of that shit, I personally got 17. It was supposed to be 20, but I got 17. I broke her off some of my money. She wasn't included. I gave her some. My brother did the same thing. This bitch that she's sitting in the picture with ain't give her nothing. So now, my mom is gone. The person who kept them fly kept them living in Beverly, the 3rd richest neighborhood in Chicago.
Paper, dial up the deputy mad at my brown. Problems in the paper, put my problems paper. Dial up the deputy mad at my brown. Problems in the paper, put my problems paper. Dial up the deputy mad at my brown. Problems in the paper, put my problems paper. Dial up the deputy mad at my brown. Listen here, buddy. Pussy by association, pussy by association, pussy by association, association. Now you look at deputy mad at my brown.
The 3rd. Because if you live in the Gold Coast, you live in Hyde Park, where Obama and Farrakhan and all of them and the politicians and shit live. Or you live in Beverly, where we lived. She kept them there as a special ed teacher with 4 side hustles. She used to do weddings. She used to do gardening. Won some prize money for these beautiful garden displays that she would do because that was her hobby. She loved gardening. Honey, our house stayed on the Home and Garden channel all the time, HGTV. It's the reason why I know so much about ceramic tile now. Caulk and all this other shit. So the primary breadwinner dies a month after she owns her house outright. This sister teams up with my gambling father, puts my brother in who was the one who inherited the house, in a lengthy lawsuit. Costly. He already was a homeowner, had his own mortgage in his condo. inherited a house, and now he got to pay property taxes and all this other stuff. It's a lot to maintain. The house is big, a lot of expenses. It needs a lot of repairs. She was sick, and they were living with her, and they didn't contribute enough on the level to get things fixed around there. Shit, the shit probably need a new roof or something now. It looks nothing like the house I grew up in. Paint chipping, all kind of ignorant shit. But they lived there. So now, I'm in LA minding my business. I get a call that my brother's in the hospital because he's having an anxiety attack. The stress of, people just making everything about money. Because I know I am who I am. One of the worst decisions I made. I go try to be Superwoman. I can handle it. I always pick myself back up. It's fine. I'll figure it out. I'll do this. I'm in the middle of my own problems, but it's fine. I'll do it. Packed up everything, went there. I'm involved in something with an unscrupulous person who saw me as a come up, lied behind my back, betrayed my trust, shared things that I told him not to tell people. Not only did he share it, just ignorant shit. Next thing I know, word is getting back to me. I'm supposed to be some alleged rich girl. How? What? Who said that? Where did that come from? But okay. All right. I'm just so lazy that I went crazy and I chose to be homeless and all this shit. No, I heard what they said through the window. Grabbed my passport and my shit and left. Only to get to New York and find out, the person I thought was a friend wasn't a friend. Very tough blow to bear. Extremely tough. Now I got to figure out what they're on. These people. And I got to figure out what everybody else is on because a lot of people picked a side. A lot of people that were talking to me weren't talking to me anymore. And I witnessed a lot of people happy. They were allegedly friends of mine, but they were happy that this was happening. And I just sat back and watched everybody and everything and just tried to make sense of it and tried to figure out what I was going to do. But the more I learned, the more I saw, this is deeper than I thought.
You in her DM, I'm in her mouth, we not the same. Flipping the funk, the heat, the fire, got the flame. Came with the gift, the gab, and blessed with lots of game. Be mad at me, they know I'm not to blame. You in her DM, I'm in her mouth, we not the same. Flipping the funk, the heat, the fire, got the flame. Came with the gift, the gab, and blessed with lots of game. Be mad at me, they know I'm not to blame. But I'm too geeky to be preaching, I just show out. Winning and it's looking like a blowout. Pile up my paper, let it grow out. If it ain't about no money, I don't go out. I'm too geeky to be preachy, I just show out. Winning and it's looking like a blowout. Pile up my paper, let it grow out. If it ain't about no money, I don't go out. I got way too many missed calls. Think your girlfriend going through her withdrawals. I do what I wanna, God gave me big and some that wanna cover them with lip gloss.
There's all kind of people involved. I don't know how this spiraled to this. I don't know. But I know I'm gonna watch out for me. And I know I'm gonna protect me. So I record everything. I need records, timestamps. I don't have time to play with these people. So I record everything. I'm not even reading none of these comments. There's nothing anybody's saying in these comments that are worth paying attention to, making light of. And then when the replay plays, nobody's gonna see the shit y'all writing anyway. I'm not reading any of the comments. So, they made a plan. They made all kind of plans because they thought by now I'd be dead and they would cash out and come up. And that was going to get them the house back. But if these bitches were so awesome, why is my mom's house on the market? A house that she wanted to keep in the family for y'all motherfucking kids. She always wanted it for the grandkids. She has 4 children. 2 of her children have children. 2 of her children don't. Unless my brother did some shit in the last 3 years I don't know about. Possibly I haven't spoken to him. I don't know what the fuck his life is about right now. The last time I talked to him though, he had no kids. I don't have no kids. But if we ever, in the event we ever did, just in general, she wanted that to be a place available for her grandkids. She wanted that to be something that got passed down in the family. Both my parents grew up in the projects, broke as fuck.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
don't.